Deep breaths, Galil. Nice and slow, right?
Good evening and welcome to Tewksbury Memorial High School's 89th commencement exercises. My name is Galil Levinson, your class marshal and master of ceremonies. It is my honor and privilege to extend a warm welcome to this evening's distinguished guests, School committee members Caitlin Anderson, Kayla Biagioni-Smith, Chris Moncada, Rich Russo, select board members Patrick Holland, Mark Kratman, and Eric Ryder, Representative David Robertson, Superintendent of Schools Brenda Regan, Director of Business Services David Libby, Principal Andrew Long, Assistant Principals Michelle Dick and Sean O'Leary, Athletic Director Ron Druin, Senior Class Advisors Julia Hammers and Kelsey Ring, Guidance Counselors Ken and Daniel, Tina Sheehan, and David Harn, the faculty of the Tewksbury Public Schools, and, of course, a special welcome to the graduates of the class of 2024. At this time, please rise for the national anthem sung by Tewksbury Memorial High School senior Jillian Waugh.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Thank you, Jillian. I now wish to take a moment to thank the staff in the main office, the guidance office, the food services department, the facilities department, the maintenance department, all support staff, and the custodial staff for all that they have done during our time as students at Tewksbury Memorial High School and for their work preparing for this special night. I now wish to recognize the faculty and staff of the Tewksbury Public Schools. Faculty, would you please rise? We applaud your commitment and contributions to the TMHS class of 2024. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce our Superintendent of Schools, Mrs. Brenda Regan, for her remarks to the graduates.
Thank you, Galil. To our proud parents, family members, and friends who have traveled from near and far to be here, and to you, the class of 2024, it is with great pride and privilege that I'm here celebrating tonight with all of you. We have all watched you with joy and pride throughout the late years as you began to develop your many talents. You are scholars, athletes, musicians, singers, actors, artists, and service-minded student leaders. I can tell you, though, your greatest potential has yet to be realized as your journey has only just begun. Right now, though, I'm going to brag on some of the stats and data from our class of 2024. Let's start with some of our extracurricular and athletic clubs' amazing accomplishments. To our many talented performing artists, over your high school career, you have performed in up to 13 plays and musicals. You have 8 Tammy Awards for your stellar performance in theater work, including the best overall production when you did Beauty and the Beast. You have 26 concerts, 27 if we count tonight, and multiple performances serving the town of Tewksbury, from our September 11th and Veterans Day ceremonies, Memorial Day parades, and history events, a most memorable drum solo this past spring, and you have donated your own time to entertain our town's senior center members, earning you the respect and admiration from your whole community. Bravo to our talented performers. You'll be clapping a lot. This class has done a lot. Many of our artists also tout original artwork that rivals any professional artist. This year we have a senior who won Best of Show in the 2024 District Art Show and Best of School in the 2024 Congressional High School Art Competition and Exhibition. This graduate will have her original art piece installed at the Middlesex Superior Clerk's office representing Tewksbury Public Schools. And another one of our senior graduates has earned the Scholastic Honorable Mention Art and Writing Award. Our robotics team, the Titans, continues to amaze us as they code and build a better world through robots that are also fierce competitors in the First Robotics League. They made TMHS history in hosting the annual Nerd Robotics Derby this past winter and were the #2 alliance team for the postseason finals, qualifying for the New England Championship in the highly competitive New England District. Athletes, in your high school playing career, you have earned 7 state championships, including girls volleyball, boys ice hockey, wrestling, and esports 4 times, plus a unified sports league championship. We have 16 individual athletes amongst you who have won state championships as well. This year, 25 out of 27 teams made it to postseason play. Still alive in that postseason play are our girls softball team. They are in the state, yes, they are in the state quarterfinals this Sunday. Go team. And with all of that, our average GPA amongst our senior athletes is a 3.81. Very good. Class of 2024, your community service is quite impressive too, collecting donations for Coats for Kids, Doctors Without Borders, blanket drives, blood drives, planting trees, mentoring and leading your classmates, volunteering to mentor young athletes, and by prioritizing inclusivity through Best Buddies and the Special Olympics program, to name only a few. And as recent as today, you brought smiles to the faces of your former teachers and all of our elementary students as you donned your cap and gowns and did your walk through our elementary schools. Thank you for doing that. I also need to recognize the very impressive students of our DECA Club. These budding business, marketing, and future company CEOs and entrepreneurs of DECA raised over $48,000 just this year with their bigger than ever annual fashion show fundraiser, helping to tip the scales to raise over $1 million in the name and spirit of Megan McCarthy, a TMHS alum, with the belief in miracles and the hope to cure cancer. They made it to the DECA Power Trip in Texas, the Massachusetts DECA District Conference, and some qualified for the Massachusetts State Career Development Conference, where their 3 teams of students were crowned state champions. Some of you even went on to the International Career Development Conference. This senior DECA's class's goal and slogan was bigger and better. And they certainly did that. They lived up to their slogan, for sure. How you doing, seniors? You feeling pretty proud? You should. So after soaking all of that in, Let's now talk about the epitome of what we strive for at school, the class of 2024's academic achievements. Your graduation program, friends, notes certain symbols designating the achievement of our graduate students. The regalia they wear around their neck represents those achievements. First, we have 43 students who have earned biliteracy achievement, being multilingual in 2 or more languages. 14 earned the biliteracy certificate, 28 earned the seal of biliteracy, and 1 senior has earned the seal of biliteracy with distinction. Our multilingual seal achievers are fluent in French, Haitian Creole, Hindi, Gujarati, Latin, Portuguese, Spanish, and of course, English. Next, you'll see that 64 seniors have earned National Honor Society status. 24 seniors are graduating cum laude, 31 seniors graduating magna cum laude, and 60 seniors earning summa cum laude status as they graduate tonight. Folks, that is 135 students, 71% of our graduating class earning academic excellence. For that, we applaud you. These are our students, a graduating class that may be small at 191 graduates, but they are our own very hardworking, very smart, Tewksbury tough kids. So in just a few minutes, students, you will also earn the proud distinction of TMHS alumni status. But before that happens, I want you to take a deep breath and look around you, look around the stadium, on and off the stage. You are surrounded by people who believe in you, people who have loved you unconditionally, whether that was a hug, a listening ear, a fist pump of confidence, or some very needed tough love at times. We have taught you, advised you, coached and mentored you, and you, the class of 2024, persevered and conquered all of it. The very good, the very bad, and we can remember, but would love to forget, the very unprecedented. When I asked what you'd now tell your freshman self in those unprecedented times, looking back, you said, keep your head up and don't be afraid. Be yourself, be less shy. Join more clubs. Join drama sooner. That one came up a lot. Talk to kids you don't know and be open to new experiences and new friends. One of you said to try to slow down and soak it all in a little bit. Live in the moment. Don't feel you have to do it all. And above all, don't be afraid to ask for help. You will need it. We, your trusted adults, have been changed for the better, for having walked beside you as you helped us through all of those experiences as well. But now, like most things in life, it's time to move on. It's time for you to put some distance between all of us. It's time for you to venture out, to begin to make your own way, to deal with new challenges, new experiences, and to make your own choices and create your own future, one decision at a time. When I asked some of our seniors to tell me what your future hopes are, not only for yourselves, but also for the world, parents and friends, you'll be proud to hear what your own kiddos, our graduates said. They wish for a world of healing and helping others as doctors, nurses, oncologists, psychologists, and scientists, making our world a happier place as actors, singers, artists, and a Disney Imagineer. But the theme that occurred the most from this very unique set of truly bonded seniors was more about unity, with answers like, I hope to see everyone in this school succeed in whatever they plan on doing. I hope that we are all able to find joy in all areas of life, no matter where life brings us. I hope to be in a world where no one is left out. where inclusivity is truly key, and I hope that high school has taught people kindness and understanding that everyone is different, and to show them kindness regardless. Parents, those quotes come from your children, yet I want to take a moment to further reflect on that last quote. The very virtue that is often overshadowed by accolades and accomplishments, and overshadowed by aggression and negativity, sometimes on social media. It's a simple thing called kindness. Graduates, in your quest for success or need to be liked, it's so easy to overlook the simple yet profound impact of being kind and trying to understand each other. Some students shared acts of kindness they experienced that got them through the hardest of high school days. Like, and I quote, and I think this is right about where we were, when a peer offered me a snow scraper when I didn't have one, or when a coach or a teacher gave me that extra help to succeed on the field, or to get into that AP class, or to conquer a new language, or simply when someone smiled at me that I didn't know, or told me, you are strong and you are fully welcomed into this new club or even into the guidance office, simply to be listened to. Today, I urge all of you to carry this often underappreciated virtue into the world with you, because while giving kindness does truly help others, I can promise you that every ounce of kindness you give is an investment into your own success as a humankind. You know the age-old adage, it feels far better to give than to receive. Be kind, not because it's easy, but because it's right. Be kind because our world needs compassion from each other, especially in times of polarized beliefs, disagreement, differing opinions, and strife. Be kind because it's hard, and you already know how to do hard things. You are Tewksbury Tough. I know it sounds easy and cliche, but when social media can be such an unkind place, and when you're angry or hurt, and especially just before you hit post or hit send or like, you, the class of 2024, have the power to make a difference. Make a difference with one kind act at a time, or simply make a difference with one less unkind act at a time. Every speech needs an amazing quote, right? These next few quotes are all strung together from a unique and amazing writer. No, not Mr. Desjardins, a true champion of kindness and love, Maya Angelou. Success is liking yourself, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. Because hate, it has caused a lot of problems in the world, but it has not solved one yet. So try to be a rainbow in someone's cloud, because I have learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel through it all. My wish for you is that you continue to be who and how you are, and to astonish a mean world with your acts of kindness. So there it is, graduates. Your call to action, a challenge, something to carry forward after you leave all of us. Why? Because our world is in need of more kindness. You're in need of more kindness and understanding, and less anger, simply less anger towards each other. So please remember both the small and great acts of kindness that served your success here in your school and in your hometown community, and pay it forward. Guarantee you your greatest measure of your future success and true happiness will be how you treat others. Your call to action, class of 2024, continue to rise. Kindness and understanding towards all. We believe in you. We love you, class of 2024. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Regan. At this time, please welcome Principal Andrew Long for the presentation of special awards and an address to the class of 2024.
Thank you, Khalil. First, I'd like to present 2 awards. The first award is the Teacher's Choice Award, given annually to a senior for outstanding spirit and contributions to a positive school culture and climate. There were many students who were nominated by the staff, all of whom were very deserving of this award. What set the winner apart was not only the high level of achievement in every facet of student life, but the strength of her character. The winner of the 2024 Teacher's Choice Award is Katerina Schilly. Katerina, come on up. Kat is arguably one of the most well-rounded students in this class. She has the academics, a 4.3 GPA, excels in all subject areas, and has taken rigorous coursework throughout high school. Kat was voted the most outstanding athlete in her class and is a future Hall of Famer, earning 12 varsity letters in 3 different sports in the fall, winter, and spring, all 4 years of high school. And she excels in each of them, being named captain on all 3 while earning MVC All-Star recognition in each sport. Kat was named the Tewksbury Memorial High School Outstanding Athlete, awarded to the female athlete whose accomplishments during her high school career represents the finest qualities of athletic excellence. This is a true testament to Kat's character, commitment, and leadership skills. For extracurriculars, Kat is in the National Honor Society, Best Buddies, DECA, Captain's Council, mock trial, and she works 2 part-time jobs. She also has accumulated hundreds of hours of community service. Kat is truly one of the most remarkable and humble students and is a genuinely kind person. Thank you. The next award I'm going to present is the Principal's Choice Award. The Principal's Choice Award is presented each year to the student who consistently models character, intelligence, and commitment that makes Tewksbury Memorial High School the best it can be through active participation in co-curricular activities, service opportunities, and leadership. Once again, a number of qualified students were nominated, but because of his high level of engagement and achievement in all these areas, one student was chosen. The winner of the Principal's Award for the class of 2024 is Cooper Robillard. Cooper has not only earned near perfect grades in the most rigorous classes that our school offers, but he is also a varsity athlete, co-captain of the boys hockey team, co-president of our chapter of the National Honor Society, and an active member in DECA and the Captain's Council. Cooper was the winner of the Lawrence McGowan Memorial Scholar Athlete Award, awarded to the male athlete who best combines athletic excellence and accomplishment with superior academic achievement. Earlier this year, Cooper initiated a new tradition called My Jersey, Your Impact. Each week during the hockey season, the seniors on the boys hockey team recognize TMHS staff members by presenting them with their game jerseys while explaining to them how they made an impact on their lives during their high school careers. In regards to Cooper's academic goals, his grades are the product of Cooper's willingness to work hard. He has taken advantage of every opportunity at his disposal to learn, going far beyond of what we expect our students in terms of effort and education. He's at the top of his class and yet remains inspired to work as hard as possible to achieve some degree of mastery in every class he takes. He's hardworking but easygoing, intensely competitive but also compassionate. Being kind is essential to who Cooper is, and that kindness towards others is as unwavering as his commitment to his education. Cooper is one of the most well-rounded and impressive students at TMHS in this class of high achievers bound for greatness. So congratulations, Cooper. I wanted to thank everyone for attending the 89th commencement at Tewksbury Memorial High School, and congratulations again to the class of 2024. It's my pleasure to be here to talk about this amazing group of students that I first met 6 years ago at the Wynn Middle School. Before I begin to talk about them, I'd like to thank the teachers and staff who have worked with this class the past 4 years. I'd especially like to thank Ms. Kelly Mercier, who since last fall has been working tirelessly on making sure this ceremony runs smoothly. Our assistant principals, Mr. O'Leary and Ms. Dick, our athletic director, Mr. Druin, and our custodial and maintenance staff for all the preparations to the school grounds. I'd also like to recognize our retiring teachers, Ms. Arnold, Ms. Boudreau-Hill, and Ms. Gordon, who have spent a combined 64 years teaching thousands of students here at TMHS. In 2020, due to the pandemic, the senior class at TMHS was not afforded the opportunity to celebrate with everyone the same way we are tonight. Tonight's senior class was in 8th grade at the time and lost out on their end of the year celebrations as well. They even had to pick up their belongings left in their classrooms and lockers from the Wynn Middle School in trash bags at the end of the year. In the fall of 2020, they began as freshmen at TMHS by attending virtually or hybrid half days, being socially distanced and isolated. It wasn't an ideal way to start high school, but they did everything that was asked of them, just as they had done at the end of 8th grade. But after reconnecting and spending the past 2 years with this class, I realized that they did all that not simply because they were told to or to comply with school rules. They did it because they genuinely care for each other, include, show concern for, and protect one another, no matter what, just like a family. They learn to value their time together in order to stay socially connected, both in and outside of school. And they have modeled that the past 4 years. While I am proud of their accomplishments in the classroom, in extracurriculars, and in athletics, I'm most proud of how they treat each other with kindness and respect. They are great role models for our school community, and they will be missed. Students, I attribute this behavior that you continue to demonstrate even today to your parents, your first and best teachers, and to all of your family and friends who are here tonight showing their love and support. They have been with you all along the way and will be in the future. So why don't we thank them right now by standing and giving them a round of applause. Thank you, guys. Jane Goodall, one of the world's most admired conservationists, wrote, "What you do makes a difference, and you have to decide what kind of difference you want to make." As you move on from Tewksbury Memorial High School, I'd like you to reflect on that. What are you going to do? This is not an easy question to answer, and there's no one right or wrong answer, but I will offer some advice. Do something that you're passionate about. Do everything to the best of your ability. Use what you've been given and what you've learned. Keep looking forward. The future is yours. Be honest and be kind. Try new things. Don't worry if you don't know what you want to do or study right now. You'll figure it out. And don't be afraid to fail. Just learn something from it each time. In closing, I would like to thank everyone for attending the commencement ceremony this evening. Since the word commencement means beginning, I would like to wish all of our students the best of luck as you begin the next phase of your life. Congratulations to the class of 2024. Keep working hard and do great things. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Long. It is now my pleasure to introduce our first student speaker this evening. Please join me in welcoming class salutatorian Kim San-win. Wow, there's a lot of people. Good evening, everyone. When I first told people that I'd be giving a speech at graduation, every single person told me to make it funny and entertaining. So my first few drafts, I really tried, guys, I really tried. But then I found out Dez would be giving a speech, and I don't know what he's got in that weird brain of his, but I knew it wouldn't compare. So you guys have to wait for his. Even though Galil, who by the way thinks Celtics will win in 6, has already said my name, I would like to reintroduce myself. Hi, I'm Kim Sang-wing, and I'm honored to be speaking in front of you today as the Class of 2024 salutatorian. Before I begin, I would like to take some time to acknowledge the people that have helped us get to where we are today. Thank you to the incredible teachers of TMHS. The knowledge and guidance you've instilled upon us these last 4 years, inside and outside the classroom, has laid the foundation of our future. You guys truly do not get recognized enough for all of your hard work and dedication. Thank you for opening your doors and ears for us. I'd like to thank my family. To Michelle, thank you for being by my side these last 18 years. Your passion for learning is contagious. To Mai Sang and Sang Sang, thank you for both being the 2 best sisters in the entire world. I look up to you guys more than you know. To Man Ba, thank you for never making me think I couldn't achieve something. Your endless support and encouragement makes me believe the sky's the limit. Last but definitely not least, my friends. Thank you for everything, truly. You guys have shaped me into the person I am today. I consider myself the luckiest person in the world because I get to be friends with you guys. I love you guys. I'd like to thank my 2 best friends, Renuka. Your hard work and drive to better yourself and everyone around you inspires me. To Morgan, thank you for being by my side these last 12 years. I have 2 words for you. Fight on! Please remember to thank the people in your lives who need to be thanked. Their support is the reason why we are here today. For the 5 minutes I'm yapping up here, I would like to tell a story that happened my junior year. When I was reflecting on these last 4 years, this moment stood out in particular because for many weeks, I avoided thinking about it after it occurred. So the student council was hosting our annual Spirit Week, the ones that no one barely participated in, very sadly. And that year, we decided to promise the class with the most spirit donuts. Sounds pretty simple, right? But that year, we were placed in a difficult situation. Our advisor was not able to be there for the first half of the year, and our e-board was basically all completely new people. So we had no idea what we were doing. Well, after tallying up the class with the most participations, we found out the freshmen had won. We thought about rigging it, but we didn't for some reason. Now, for the entirety of the week, participation for the Spirit Week was not that strong. So I thought that no one would know about these donuts. So during lunch, we set up at one of the tables, and slowly, a couple of kids came up and asked if the prize for the winning Spirit Week was here. And we said, yes, of course. Now, we forgot how powerful word of mouth is, because within 30 seconds, a whole mob of students came rushing at us. Unprepared, we started cutting these donuts in half and placing them on these couple plates we had left. Kids were crowding around this tiny lunch table, snatching donuts, and my 2 friends and I looked at each other, realizing what a huge mistake we made. More kids kept coming, and at the rate and eagerness that they were coming out, you would think we were handing out free cash. But once again, I would like to reiterate that we were handing out half a donut. After about a third of the donuts were gone, we shut the box and told everyone to go back to their lunch, which left many upset freshmen. Upset enough that they threatened to email the principal with me and my friends. It was like really ridiculous. We frantically had to ask some of our teachers for more plates and cleaning up the mess of napkins and crumbs that were left to get ready for the next lunch. The custodial staff were not happy with us that day. Definitely not my greatest moment, and for many days after that day, that was all I could think about because I just felt like a complete idiot. How could I help plan something so poorly and almost create a riot over some donuts? I tell you this story not just for entertainment, but as a reflection of these last 4 years. Many days after this event, I felt a lot of disappointment and mainly embarrassment. But looking at it now, it's something I learned a lot from, and I definitely laugh about it now. It can be really easy to get caught up in all your past mistakes and moments and beat yourself down because of them. I hope that as we move on to this next chapter of our lives, wherever you may go, I hope we are able to keep the people and memories that bring us joy, laugh and learn from the moments where it didn't go our way, and leave behind the parts that hold us back. Life moves too fast for us to dwell too much on our past. Before the speech ends, I would like to say one last thing. You have lost the game. Congratulations, class of 2024. We finally made it. Now let's enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you, Kim-san, for your remarks, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. It is now my honor to invite to the podium for her student address, class valedictorian, Renuka Latte.
I am a huge fan of stories. Through movies and TV shows and books and fables, I have found a love for following a character through their life and experiencing events I was not able to live through. And though my taste and favorite storylines grew from If You Gave a Moose a Muffin to Perks of Being a Wallflower, my all-time favorite stories remained the same. These were the ones of my parents' younger life in India. My mom told stories about her beating all the boys in her neighborhood in cricket, and how she slowly nurtured a street cat into a house cat without her parents' approval. But my favorite story by far was how randomly in the summer of middle school, she envied the smart friend group that would always earn the highest marks in her classes. So she started studying and reading and writing until she replaced all their spots as the top student in almost all her classes, ultimately only also gaining the smart girl's approval. Along a similar vein, my dad told stories about growing up with 3 sisters and the foods his mother made that seemingly would always be cooked to perfection. But again, my favorite stories were the ones about how he separated his unfortunate financial circumstances by never raising his head out of the books and focusing on his career. However, as I grew, I began to realize that the recounts I would force my parents to tell were not stories. They weren't some predetermined narratives that were authored with a purposeful plot twist, irony, and a happily ever after. They weren't simply following a narrative that they were told to or believed best fit them, but rather they constructed their own stories. Every single anecdote that I cherished was one where my parents saw a disparity in their life and realized that they had the power to change it. And though they are both working in science and technology, they're the best authors I know. So growing up with the greatest storytellers in the world resulted in a girl that realized that she too is in charge of her own life. I studied for countless hours for every test, completed every assignment to the best of my abilities, and worked every hard at every opportunity that I was able to take on. And naturally, with a lot of stuff going on, I encountered a lot of obstacles. But without fail, I was reminded by my parents' anecdotes that I had the power to create a change in the environments that I'm in, and it helped those around me to achieve a better happily ever after. These changes range from helping my peers when the teacher was busy, helping other students in math class, to continuously advocating for the growth and support of our high school robotics team. I realized that I did have an impact on my community, and it was so important to continuously work towards a better tomorrow. But of course, no story is complete without a major barrier. And unfortunately, the biggest barrier you can face in life is yourself. In late December, I had just finished some homework and came downstairs to grab some dinner. And after applying to 17 colleges, painstakingly writed a carefully crafted personal statement for several months, and over 30 supplemental essays later, my dad looked me straight into the eyes and asked me, "You're applying to MIT, right?" And I honestly could not feel more defeated. I'm gonna be completely honest. I mean, I argued back, saying it's ridiculous to even ask, and that MIT had a whole separate application, which would mean it would take 5 times as longer to apply to MIT than any other college. And that's when my dad looked me in the eye and said, "You miss 100% of the shots you do not take. Don't let this opportunity go to waste. You can change your life." My dad reminded me that right then and there, I had the opportunity to pick up a pencil and write a different storyline in my life. And I'm so thankful he did. Finally, no story is complete without the acknowledgments. Of course, I would like to thank my parents, who are my biggest supporters. Thank you to my sister for being the role model that you are. From indoor baseball to late night drives, I cannot imagine growing up with anyone else. Your confidence is inspiring, and you're gonna do amazing things. You're truly my sun, my light in dark times. To my senior friends, I've been so fortunate to be surrounded by the most amazing group of brilliant and determined people. To everyone listening, may you be as passionate as Delia, as focused as Ava, as confident as Mackenzie, as determined as Whitney, as thoughtful as Galil, as hardworking as Morgan, and as positive as Lana. With these characteristics, I assure you will all become the best versions of yourself. And of course, thank you to the most incredible person I know, Kim-san. Kim-san, you are kind, beautiful beyond words, extremely brilliant, hardworking, positive, and so much more. You are everything I aspire to be, and I hope that when I grow up, I can be like you. Loving you all these years has been the biggest blessing of my life, and I cannot thank you enough for everything you've helped me through. She's totally gonna make fun of me for this. Now it's not just my senior friends who have helped me through these years. Thank you to my juniors, Rania, Lucia, and Nate. You guys are amazing people with incredibly bright futures. Please lock in this fall. Your second semester senior self will thank you. Let me know if you need any help with college applications, though I cannot promise I won't throw up at the sight of Common App. Never again. To my older folks, thank you, David Penny, and my robotics mentors for teaching me that I'm capable of anything, as long as I remain confident and focused, and William Eskenazi, who reminds me that patience is a virtue. To my family and friends watching virtually from every part of the world, thank you for your support. Thank you to my coach, who reminds me that sometimes the best thing you can do is to not think, just play. And last but certainly not least, thank you to the incredible teachers that have shaped me into the person I am today. Thank you, Mrs. Canavan, Mrs. Rieger, and Mr. Kasner, who have all reminded me that APUSH and AP Physics will not be the end of me, no matter what I think at the time. And thank you, Ms. Daniel, who has read every rendition of my supplementals, Common App essay, and this speech. And thank you to all of those I didn't mention. Your impact on me is not forgotten. So as we move on to the next chapter of our lives, I encourage you all to be the main authors in your life. Write for the bettering of your communities and the environments you'll be part of. Write for the progression of your own life without any limits or expectations of a life you're supposed to live. Write your own happily ever after. Thank you.
Thank you, Renuka, for sharing your remarks. We are all very proud of you and your many accomplishments, and we wish you much success in college and beyond. It is with great pride and pleasure that I introduce Mr. Brian Desjardins as this year's faculty speaker. Mr. Desjardins is an English teacher at Tewksbury Memorial High School and was selected by the students of the class of 2024 to speak this evening.
You might regret this, but let's see. 1 second. Okay, there it is. Take my gum out. Rather surprisingly, the single leading cause of male infertility amongst European men ages 42 to 40. Wait a minute, that's the urologist convention. Sorry, wrong one. Oh, he suggested I stop by for a slice of quiche and a glass of rosé, a varietal I had never enjoyed but was willing to try again if it returned me to his good graces. I put on my little black dress and took the long way to his house, imagining all the while what it would be like. Nope, wait a minute, that's not either. That's from my newest novel, Lust in the Wheat. Sorry. Okay. Hello, my name is Mr. Desjardins, or Des, as you guys call me. My pronouns are cinnamon and sugar. My dwarf name in World of Warcraft is Wendell Thunderforge, and I'm here to get down. This is my third year doing this. What can I say? The students voted, and in their inimitable semi-literate way, they have spoken. Bring on Big Papa. I think I won last year as well, but the admin made up some policy banning geniuses from delivering remarks 2 years in a row, probably to keep you all from feeling bad about yourselves. Collect your silver medals on the way out and enjoy your small ice cream cones as I don a gold lame unitard and feast on a Sunday. I don't know where that one came from. You're like the Washington Generals, and I'm like the Harlem Globetrotters. You just keep losing to me, and my celebration dances keep getting more elaborate. Okay. In all seriousness, it's gratifying to know that the students want to hear from me one more time. If I could vote, I would vote for myself, because the alternative is LaPierre talking about murals and women's rights. When Mr. O'Leary asked me to speak, I said yes, on 2 conditions. That I get an invite to the admin retreat this summer, and that Mr. O'Leary allows me to take some tasteful Western-themed photos of him for my portfolio. The most difficult part of this is walking the fine line between entertainment and offense. I am grateful to Superintendent Regan for providing me with a list of topics that are verboten, which I think is German, and I think roughly translates to, do not talk about her newly acquired private jet, which she bought from Chief Keef, or Big Gucci or Sosa, as she calls him, her pied-à-terre in Venice, her recent investments in all of the fossil fuel companies, and most definitely do not talk about how she is renewing the town's contract with a certain Canadian educational consultant. It's a supermax, 5 years, $145 million. Brace yourselves. The school committee is here tonight. That's right, all of them. They tend to get some pretty bad publicity, and as we know, it's a contract year, so there have been tensions between them and us, yeah. But they are human, and they work tirelessly on behalf of the students because they care. But how much do we really know about them? I instructed my team of researchers to harvest some deep background on each of them in the interest of being able to humanize them. In no way am I going to use any of this information to blackmail them or to gain concessions in the current contract negotiations. Who do you think I am? This is all from the dossier my team prepared. We'll start with the new guy, Chris Moncada, a.k.a. Nightshade. Chris comes to us from the mining industry, having recently left Venezuela in the dead of night accompanied by members of the State Department. His ostensible mission in New England is to pursue palladium deposits in New Hampshire. Not sure I buy that. He's so committed to minerals, in fact, that he has a tattoo of the Mohs scale of hardness on his calf. In his free time, Chris enjoys skateboarding, making orange marmalade, Norwegian black metal, and doing the lambada. Welcome, Chris. And Caitlin Anderson, a.k.a. Dragonfire, comes to us from Hollywood, California, having recently left a job in the film industry. She's worked on numerous direct-to-video features, including Of Mice and Men 2, Just George, Ghoulies 12, Solar Babies, Twarok's Revenge, and her newest, How Stella Got Her Groove Back, again. To give up such a lucrative career to work on behalf of the students of the town of Tewksbury is suspicious, but we thank you. Kayla Bijoni Smith, a.k.a. Lightning Strike, is something of a mystery. Until 2014, she did not exist. That same year, she filed a tax return for herself and 27 disabled dependents, none of whom have verifiable social security numbers, and registered a nonprofit, the Human Fund, which claimed $4.5 million in losses. You draw your own conclusions. Bridget Garabedian, a.k.a. Blue Streak, I will leave alone because I think she finds me ridiculous. All my team was able to ascertain is that she volunteers at a facility that teaches deaf horses sign language. And for that, she should be applauded. Thank you for what you do, all of you. Rich Russo, a.k.a. Fireblade, is the chairman. We've never officially met, and no, Rich, online gaming doesn't count. Apparently, Rich is a noted collector of Star Wars figures and miscellany that he is always willing to show off. Just before the ceremony began, Rich pulled me aside and offered to show me his Boba Fett. I was taken aback at first until I figured out that he meant the bounty hunter. Rich has once again led the committee with conviction and an impressive whip hand. He has effectively articulated the interest of the town in what at times has amounted to contentious debate. The only time he lost his cool was when one of our members asked to adjourn in order to use the bathroom. Rich said, "Don't you teachers get enough time off? Use your vacations like everybody else." Maybe no, we'll do that one. Sorry. By its very nature, negotiations are a divisive process that pits one side against the other. I fully expect a resolution by 2027. Kidding aside, I think it's gone as well as can be expected. I told Brenda, as I was winterizing her yacht, that 0.5% cost of living would be great so I can treat my wife to some insulin, the little diabetic. Brenda holds that diabetes is a mental thing, and after watching a video she sent me, I happen to agree. Sorry, honey. Our administration is in attendance a few minutes after the start of the ceremony in keeping with their daily arrival times. Don't worry, Shelley Ryan saw fit to take over and has declared martial law and a new schedule for the fall. It's no longer called the waterfall schedule, it's now called the typhoon schedule, with more blocks than ever. Each of the day's 27 blocks is 15 minutes and features notes, a quiz, a written examination, and a rigorous physical test that really taxes the glutes. If you fail even one aspect of the class, she announces that you've been typhooned. Drop out, underachiever. Tewksbury, though, wow. What a place. And while we are not immune to the financial stresses many other towns are experiencing these days, we have managed to make do, in fact, break new ground. To keep pace with the rapidly developing world of artificial intelligence, Superintendent Regan has created a new army of coaches, interventionists, and specialists. Brenda calls them her Decepticons. Their primary role will be unleashing technology-infused knowledge structures and synergizing mission-critical pedagogies across spatial and temporal scales through cognitive disequilibrium within the zone of proximity, through the collaborative and experiential-based learning process, through multiple modalities with synergistic effects. They will dress alike, eat ramen together at the same time each day, and they have agreed to neural implants so Brenda can reach them at any time of the day, even in their dreams. The third floor will now be known as the Hive. And by year 2, they will have left their families and will permanently domicile there. Holidays will be a thing of the past, as will their organs, which will slowly morph into gelatin substitutes on which advertising will appear. Thanks, Zuckerberg. In related news, all teaching will now be done on self-serve kiosks. We now have English entities. Mrs. Scarpa, the lone remaining organic, is teaching a new elective called Let AI Do It. I am teaching a class called Do Not Fear the Takeover. Things are looking up. The award for loving life right now like you wouldn't believe goes to Laurie McDermott, who's going to Chelsea with trees, Bill Ricca, and feeling like she hit the Powerball. Now that I technically don't work for you, I can sign up for your exercise classes and feel the joy of movement in my yoga pants and tiny tees. And we will all miss the emails regarding PDP opportunities. Perhaps we can keep those going even after you leave. Andrew Long, our principal, had a strong year, but assembled guests, he is more than simply an authority figure. He is a friend to all, a newsletter writer, a fan of all things Chicago, and an only administrators model. Sorry. Sean, our second in command, recently tendered his resignation. He assured me it had nothing to do with IT locating his secret hard drive. I, for one, believe him. He has landed on his feet, however. Just this morning, he accepted a position as the lead publicist for the Compressed Air and Gas Institute. I wasn't supposed to say anything, but what the heck? Now is as good a time as any. He is moving his family to Dayton, Ohio. Godspeed, Sean. Eamon Edgerton, while obtaining supplies during school hours, evidently stepped on a landmine and ruined his knees. Or it could have been all those miles behind the wheel, but not on the nights when we have parent conferences. He chose to have both knees replaced during the school year near the MCAS exam. Good news is that the sub actually finished college and seems to understand photosynthesis. Kidding, Edge. Now give me back my sick bank days. Janet Gordon is retiring. If you're interested, she'll stop by your house to set up a rain barrel to collect and conserve water. When she's not tracking invasive species in local habitats, she's sitting in traffic to stop the use of fossil fuels. And she looks forward to the demise of all terrestrial dwellers. Donna Hill is also leaving. Was she ever here? She was always a woman of mystery. I remember the time I asked if I could use her television, and she said no. That was our one and only interaction. Our librarian is leaving. Curious George is replacing him. And we all know what he'll do with the books. Jim and Walter just landed a pilot with CBS. They're playing a couple of security guys in a school who at the same time work for the CIA. Jim is the brawn, Walter is the savvy, tender one. But hasn't Walter always been the tender one? The heart wants what the heart wants. Mr. Demers is still with us, despite being arrested for dressing up as the Hamburglar at McDonald's and offering coupons for free hugs. Mr. Demers, everybody. And we're now leasing the second floor bathrooms to Raytheon, so there might be strange people roaming the halls. As for photocopies, we'll be limited to 4, and we cannot use toner. Dave Libby, I don't really know you, but I have something to say to you or say in your general direction. I will never forget your creation of Planty as a way of softening the closure of our copy center. He was this little animated plant guy that was supposed to make us feel good about not using paper. Dave, I met Planty on the streets of Haverhill. There was a fight. I won. Planty is no longer with us, and the copy center is reopening at twice its original size. I will print endless packets in color that I will never pick up. They'll just get taller and taller. We're good. Sorry. Enough. And now for you. There are a few people in this class who will do great things. Unfortunately, it is neither the valedictorian nor the salutatorian. Who both gained their spots by blackmailing the guidance department. We all know it. Apparently, both Renuka and Kim-san have pics of Mr. Harn from that summer. He was a maintenance lad at Club Naughty on Fire Island. This is just hearsay, though. Renuka and Kim-san are quite brilliant young ladies with unlimited potential. I am always uneasy around people who are so accomplished at such a young age. When I was their age, I was more concerned with getting to the KFC buffet after school than actually doing something meaningful. Every year, I am gobsmacked by the intelligence and promise on display at the top of the class. The rest of you, you're like the ice cream container after all the good stuff has been picked out. I mean, it's okay, but not really at the same time. Good luck in school and sports. High school was not easy. For some, it was a great time. For others, not so much. It was 4 years of joy. It was 4 years of torture, fired by a slowly dawning understanding that life as you get older is not all that fun, and that being an adult, what you used to wish for, is at the very least complicated. Most of you will be ambivalent about your time here. What will you remember? Your friends, the classes, the teachers, the rules, the seemingly endless slog of days, each one bleeding into the next? The friends, you'll remember the friends, and the goofy stuff you did with them. As much as I'd like to say that you'll remember my class, I know you won't, but that's okay, because I will remember you, thanks to the footage I captured of each of you during the school year. When you signed my policies and procedures form, you also agreed to become an employee of my LLC. More on that later. And now for most of you, it's college, which as a concept has become the target of some pretty harsh criticism. Trade schools are all the rage now because you can learn a bankable hard skill in half the time for a lot less money. When you graduate, you will have a guaranteed job and little in the way of loans. I can't disagree with this position, but let me mount a defense of college. It's wonderful if you're ready for it. You'll miss your town and your family and the friends alongside whom you have passed so many life milestones, but you'll enter an arena that's so vast as to seem without boundaries. You'll encounter people, ideas, books, situations, all things you'd never have done if you stayed in one place, which isn't to say that that's a bad life, because it isn't. But in college, you'll get a roommate who steals your Rolos and watches you sleep. And you'll get to shower near strangers and do stuff that your parents told you not to do. Of course, some of you are already doing that stuff, but in college, it's kind of accepted. The university today is an exciting marketplace of ideas and theories, of opinions and philosophy, a diverse agora that welcomes all. Not really. It's a tendentious, contentious, and downright fussy, but a diploma does mean a lot, especially if you want to get a job that allows you to wear Dockers to the office on Fridays. Who am I kidding? Offices are a thing of the past. On second thought, skip college and do food reviews on Instagram. In the way of advice, I don't really have much to tell you. As I've gotten older, I've gotten dumber. We all do. I guess what happens is you get used to stuff, the stuff that when you're young you think only happened once to you and is the end of the world. You're not the only one, and it's not the end of the world. Ralph Waldo Emerson had something to say about this in The American Scholar. Let him not quit his belief that a pop gun is a pop gun, though the ancient and honorable of the earth affirm it to be the crack of doom. Every time I turn on the evening news, I am reminded of this. If you listen to it, you never leave the house. Each new day will present you with myriad opportunities to take offense, feel outrage, or convince yourself that this thing is the biggest, most insidious thing of all the things, that life itself is about to end for all of us. Well, life did end for plenty. Don't be afraid to say I don't know. When I started teaching, I was deathly afraid of this simple statement. I used to try and cover for myself with some fancy footwork until one day I just up and said, I don't know, and it felt great. Now, out of habit, I say that to almost every question. When my wife asks me if I still love her, I say, I don't know. It makes her angry, but I'm just operating with humility. Don't be a know-it-all. We have phones that unlock everything for us. You look up information, quickly scan it, and then believe that you know that thing. Meme knowledge is not actual knowledge. The horizons of learning stretch far beyond that little device in your hands. You know, the one that has commanded your attention for ungodly amounts of time since you got it in 6th grade. Many of you are smart, scary smart, but you don't know everything. Your depth of knowledge is really shallow at this point, as it should be. Recognize it, accept it, humbly submit to the notion that you are a beginner. To discover something, to really understand it, you have to be patient. This I do know. Consistent application and study over time yields results. Read 10 pages a day, and before you know it, you've read Proust. Write in your journal every day, and before you know it, you'll have a manifesto. Practice your clarinet for 30 minutes a day, and you'll become Woody Herman, and perhaps friendless. Work with your spells and sacrifices every morning, and you will unwittingly summon a demon. I did. Don't be afraid to laugh at yourself, because someday you'll look back at this version of yourself and laugh heartily until strawberry milk flies from your nostrils. I laugh at myself all the time, and you. Mostly I laugh at you. Life is absurd. To meet it without humor is putting yourself at a distinct disadvantage. William Faulkner, when asked who the greatest writer of the 20th century was, answered Thomas Wolfe. Faulkner said of him that he failed the best because he had tried the hardest. He had taken the longest gambles, taken the longest shots. I've always liked the sound of that. Faulkner also maintained that anything short of perfection was a failure. So get over failure as anathema. You'll try, you'll fail, and you'll move on. I am a failure in so many ways. I often fail to put on pants before getting my newspaper. I often fail to observe appropriate boundaries in public places. I often fail to flush. I've also succeeded a few times as well. I have 2 kids I think the world of, and a wife who, when she's not checked into Margaritaville, is also pretty swell. I'm lucky, you'll be lucky too, I hope. And be kind. This is rich coming from me because I don't consider myself kind in the dictionary sense. We all remember saying something hurtful to someone, watching that person's world crumble in a small way. That has happened to me a few times, and you know what? Those stick with you. You forget lots of stuff, but the barbs and little nasty attacks stick with you. Don't try to feel good at the expense of others. It'll last for a few seconds until you realize you just did about the worst thing we can do to our fellow man, short of running him or her over with a tractor. It's easy to do now, what with the anonymity of social media. Resist the impulse and try this. Just listen. Take it in. Don't respond unless you have something that you must say. Let someone else be the idiot. There's always someone willing to fill that role. Nod your head or nod, or better yet, change the subject. Bring up politics or religion, something we can all agree on. And as mentioned, keep it absurd. What does this mean? Laugh. Growl, do funny voices, sprint down the street pretending that you are fleeing from a polar bear in heat while yelling, I am too young to settle down and start a family with an Ursus maritimus. Because life, if not laughed at, will make short work of you. Think Drago, Creed, and Rocky IV. You are Creed if you don't laugh, and life is Drago. Who wants to lose to a Russian? I don't think so. And don't be afraid to be generous. Give your recyclables to the guy with the shopping cart. He needs them more than you do. Drop a 20 in the collection basket, taking 15 back out because 20 is too much to give to anyone. Don't open the door if you don't know the person. It could be a solar salesman or it could be the turkey jerky killer, so named because he leaves a piece of dehydrated turkey next to each of his victims. If I knew what was going to happen to you, I'd tell you, so you could take appropriate countermeasures. But I don't. The more I think about it, if I did, I would probably sell that information to the highest bidder. What's up ahead is hard to see, for it's raining and the fog is thick. A few bumbling steps brings you closer, a few more and you're standing in the thick of it. Look left, there's another like you. Look right, it's Mr. Early. Wearing a penguin costume, he asks if you want to touch his flippers. You walk blindly forward and before long you're nearing the other side, and then it's clearing. And then you are on the other side. You smile for the sun is warm on your face and you feel happy to be alive, wizened by experience and age, ready for what's next. You can't wait. We can't wait. I'll see you down the road and at each of your graduation parties. Now that you've graduated, we can start hanging out. And to be godfather to one of your offspring would be a tremendous honor. Think about it. Let's end with Michael Scott, shall we? Don't ever for any reason, do anything to anyone, for any reason, ever, no matter what, no matter where, or who you are with, or where you are going, or where you've been ever, for any reason whatsoever. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Desjardins, for your incredibly inspiring and motivating remarks. Now, please give a warm welcome to the Tewksbury Memorial High School Student Chorus, who will entertain us with a choral presentation of The Future We Foresee, the Tewksbury Memorial High School alma mater, written by class of 2019 graduate Connor Mangan and directed by music teacher Miss Celeste Pellegrino. Thank you to our chorus and Miss Pellegrino. At this time, please join me in welcoming to the podium Mr. Rich Russo of the Tewksbury School Committee to begin the presentation of diplomas to our graduates.
Now to the class of 2024, the moment you've actually all been waiting for. Sorry, Des. Superintendent Regan, Principal Long, I present to you the Tewksbury Memorial High School class of 2024 for the conferring of diplomas. I attest that the students have successfully completed all requirements set forth by the faculty and administration of Tewksbury Memorial High School and the Tewksbury School Committee.
I would now like to introduce our senior class advisors, Ms. Julia Hammers and Ms. Kelsey Ring, to read the names as we present the diplomas.
Renuka Santosh Latte, valedictorian. Kimsan Fung Wing, salutatorian. Galil Levinson, class marshal. Sam Michael Macmillan, class president. Jason Kiernan Morris, vice president. Cullen Joseph Mangan, treasurer. Avery Sean Delapiana, secretary. Muhammad Abdul Karim. Alyssa Rose Adams. Lucas Robert Adams. Ava Kristen Albrecht. Daphne Alcide. Mohammed Al-Dahabi. Paul Edward Allen IV. Kelly Lynn Anderson. Rhiannon Grace Anderson. Cameron Jose Arreyes. Kaylee Rose Armstrong. James Charles Atherton. Gianna Isabel Asiello. Jake Ryan Austin. Skylar Kennedy Oth. Braden Michael Aylward. Ryan Matthew Baker. Lindsay Joanne Baccarizzo. Tyler Ray Barnes. John Joseph Barron. Rafael Benedette Beluco. Ryan Adam Bencharter. Jonathan Michael Bilecki. Nathaniel Joseph Bone. Lily Savannah Boucher. Rebecca A.M. Boudreau. Joseph Leo Bourget. Mac Burke. Jenna Eileen Bradley. Timothy William Bradley. Chloe Christine Burns. William Robert Burris. Yasmin Calderon. Calvin Joseph Caliendo. Isabella Denise Camilio. Sophia Rose Capello. Kaylee Margaret Capone. James Matthew Capiello. Alexander Arturo Carcamo. Julia Marianne Carlson. Camilla Carvalho.
That's that rug.
Talia Kiara Casado. Savannah Morgan Castrello. Heather Abigail Chase. Peter James Civitarese. Michaela Lee Conley. Michael Joseph Connors. Delia Conte. Matthew Paul Cook. Gianna Maria Craig. Aiden Christian Cram. Morgan Elizabeth. Kyle Jacob Cummings. Ryan Andres Cura. Nathan Joshua Sear. Isadora da Silva. Julia da Silva. Lana Wing Dang. Aslyn Marie Davis. George Francis D. Gregorio. Alexis Grace Devlin. Haley Rose Doran. Allie Kathleen Donovan. Emily Rose Donovan. Benjamin Michael Doucette. Timothy Michael Duggan Jr. Stacy Patricia Dupuis. Cole James Evangelista. Kiana Felix. Ava Natalia Fernandez. Samantha Christine Festa. Colby Stephen Playhive. Gianna Catherine Flynn. Carter Patrick Forbes. David Frank Forgione. Kira Elizabeth Frechette. Anthony Joseph Freitas. Michael Edward Gaglione. Krista Marie Giansiracusa. Whitney Grace Giganti. Emma Carol Giordano. Ava Maureen Grant. Paxton Britton Green. Alexander Matthew Grove. Timothy Ha. Rebecca Marie Harris. Brooke Lynn Hatch. Cameron J. Heichman. Savannah Rain Helm. Mackenzie Ann Hickey. Kamari Jacques Horton. Peter Lawrence Impink. Jeremy Stephen Insania. Bettina Dominique Jean. Hunter Raiden Johnson. Christopher Isaac Johnston. Nathan Rosario Jolly. Jaden Anasu Kasuli. Cameron John Carney. Chelsea Isabel Keith. Quentin Dennis Kelly. Kate Marie Kennedy. Aiden Veha Chu Kun. Owen John Kinnan. Nicholas Valentino Kitowitz. Maeve Catherine Knife.
Quinn Joseph Larkin. Aiden Edwino Leal. Emma Grace Leclerc. Anthony John Loader. Ryan Olin Maderos. Justin James McGee. Dakota Roberta Malizia. Juliana Rosanna Manson. Haley Paige Martin. Sean Michael Martin. Natalie May Matuccio. John Patrick McCarthy. Garrett Douglas McNulty. Andrew Paul Mello. Stephanie Lauren Mercurio. Scott Harry Francis Miller. Luke Fabio Montejo. Ashley Suzanne Morera. Ashwin Narayanan. Kenneth Tom Wynn. Nikki Tanyo Wen. Taya Vivian Capello Nickerson. Ava Marie Nordbrook. Cadence May Odoms. Haley Grace Ogunleye. Julie Oliveira. Lauren Elizabeth Opedisano. Jasmine Marie Ortiz. Jacqueline Patricia Ozick. Victor Pacheco III. Cassidy Isabella Page. Michael Nicholas Parisi. Sheila Nakaiwa Parma. Kujan Davalkumar Patel. Vanessa Pereira. Benjamin Arthur Piccolo. Alana Ann Price. Drew Kenneth Rennell. Jack Robert Rennell. Arrow Rivard. Cooper Joel Robillard. Jasmine Victoria Robson. Alexis Hope Rooney. Mario Ruiz Perez. Grace May Russo. Noah Matthew Russo. Emma Marie Ryan. Adam Mason Saad. Jack Thomas Salvaggio. Skylar Michael Sheeding. Katerina Rose Shilley. Ajani Stanley Sini. King Zahim Shakes. Ian Patrick Spritzer. Carla Silva. Matthew Ryan Slagle. Smith. Junisa Yut Sopan. Ava Elizabeth Spinali. Sage Ann Stoddard. Daniel Patrick Sullivan. Zachary Michael Sullivan. Sky Brianna Awa Tambi. Jacqueline Leonor Tejada Chacon. Samantha Marie Tilton. Alexa Torres Barbosa. Brooke Victoria Trepanier. Ava Trin. Alicia Ava Vino. Connor Daniel Wallazek.
Yep.
Nadia Ray Wallace. Jillian Page Waugh. Riley Rose Whalen. Jared Franklin Woodman. Emma Donna Young.
At this time, I wish to invite the officers of the class of 2024 to the podium for the presentation of the class gift to Tewksbury Memorial High School. President Sam McMillan, Vice President Jason Morris, Treasurer Cullen Megan, and Secretary Avery Della Piana.
Good evening, faculty, parents, guests, and my fellow graduates. As your class president, I have the honor of being here today to present the gift of the class of 2024. But first, I want to take a moment to express my gratitude to our teachers and staff. Thank you for being our guides and our supporters. To our parents, families, and friends, thank you for your love, support, and encouragement. You have been our rock through the highs and lows of high school, cheering us on every step of the way. And to my fellow graduates, congratulations. Today is a testament to our hard work and determination. I thank you all for making these 4 years at TMHS unforgettable. On behalf of the class of 2024, I'm happy to present a handmade picnic table from our own Avery Della Piana as our gift to TMHS. We hope that future students at TMHS will use it and create their own memories for years to come. And a big shout out to Ms. Daniel for the best advisory class in TMHS. And now a few words from Colin Mangan. Thank you.
We also have one more small gift for our advisors, Ms. Ring and Ms. Hammers. It's been a pleasure to work alongside them the past 4 years. They've worked very hard in this week when they've been able to come together without them. So thank you to the two of them.
Thank you, Sam, Jason, Cullen, and Avery.
Oh no, we got it, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to present to you the Tewksbury Memorial High School's class of 2024.
Please stand. At this time, please transfer your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations, everyone.